Each of the boxes does have this little tag on it. Yes, that's my address, and no, you don't get to read it. Good morning, north of 44 degrees. It is going to be a stoker today. At the current time, it is, I think we're about 10 o'clock in the morning, and it is already 80 degrees and 70% humidity, so mildly uncomfortable. Today we're going to jump on a project that I knew I was going to do, I just didn't know when, and that is taking the gutters, the gutter downspouts, and moving them away from the house. So did a bunch of research and found a guy here in Michigan that actually does French drain products and cut the sort. It's called French Drain Man. I think he's out of kind of the Lansing area, but he does all of his own products. So not only Michigan made, but US made. So that kind of makes me happy. I wanted to pop the boxes open and see what was in it. I got 2 kits for single downspouts that'll go on the back of the house, or I should say on the east end of the house, and I got 2 kits for double downspouts that'll go on the west end of the house. I'll show you those in a second. I was hoping when I popped the boxes open it would kind of easily be determined which set was which, and I don't think that's the case. There's no markings on the outside of the box. Oh, I should mention that French Drain Man has no clue who I am. This is not a sponsored video. He has no idea I was doing this. So this is just your average DIY guy trying to figure this stuff out. So I got 6 boxes of stuff, bits and parts. I was hoping that there would be 2 boxes that would just be the single kit and 2 boxes that contain the dual downspout kit also, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I know I have 4, I take that back, I should have 4 of these collection containers. This will go just 3 or 4 feet from the house. So I know I have enough of those. And I have 2 Ys, but they're in the same box. So it seems that all of my, both of my dual downspout kit parts are all in the same box. So I have no idea which of these boxes go for the single downspouts and which go to the dual downspouts. Mildly confusing. I'm not the end of the world. I'll certainly figure it out. Here's the brochure. So this is what's supposed to be in a single downspout. I did get the Pro kit, and I got all the extras. I got the clean outs. I got the tape and the cloth. I got everything. So there is a cheaper kit. Let's see. I think it is, yeah. So this is the DIY buried downspout kit. It has a not as many parts. You don't see the elbows and stuff. So there's that one versus that one. So the Pro Kit has quite a few extra bits and parts. That's what the system is going to end up looking like, theoretically. We'll certainly take a look at it from start to finish. But to begin with, I think I'm just going to have to puke all these boxes and figure out what goes where. I know this box and this box have to be part of my dual downspout. The other stuff, I honestly, I just don't know. So, yeah, let's get after it. All right, as you can see, I think I finally got this sorted out. So a dual kit has one roll of tape, 3 pieces of cloth, ground cloth, 2 leaf collectors, 2 pieces of black, 2 elbows, a Y, this adapter that goes into the collector, this adapter that comes out of the collector that can be rotated, and I'll show you that. So there's 2 sets of holes here, and so this can be either rotated up or rotated down depending on how high you want that. We have a clean out, the elbow, and then the emitter. Here's what the emitter looks like. It has a small trap door. I'm sure you want this to go downstream, so it emits water that way. And it only opens up just a couple inches, so you can see that. This is your clean out, sits on top. It does have a riser in case you need to bring that up a little bit. And this cap comes completely off so that you can get down there and clean out all the debris. Depending on where the hose goes, this comes off the bottom. Sorry, let's see, let me get this right. So this sits like this. This goes in here. This goes in here. And then this goes to your gutter. So I will say they've done a good job of doing the diameters correctly, so that the water flows proper. If you look at this, which has the kind of the 3.5 inch end, and then the big end, the big end goes over the pipe and gets taped. This goes in the pipe and gets taped. So, and that goes there. Yeah. And then you come, this pipe fits over this one and slips into this one. So I do appreciate the fact that they've done this. Now, these two, I assume these have to go with my dual downspout kits that give me the ability, I bet these are couplers, that's what it is. I can couple multiple pieces of hose together. I can couple 2 pieces of hose together if I need to. That's what those are for. Little bags of push pins. Those go in the holes there. Keep those from coming off. I get it. And I have 6 pieces of hose. Just based on the way they're all sitting in the boxes, it looks like they're all roughly the same length. Each of the box does have, let's see if I can find one. Each one of the boxes does have a little tag on it that says, for best results, please open the pipe immediately after receiving, lay in the sun for 30 minutes before unrolling. I'll have to do the conversion and see what the metric conversion is for 30 minutes. Anyway, that piece of pipe is over there. So there's the kits. Yeah. Overall, I like the kits. I think I like all the bits and pieces. I like the fact that this guy is from Michigan and, is designing things for the freezing ass temperatures that we get up here. I at least believe that they're going to last buried in the ground up here better than a product that was, say, built in Texas, where it just doesn't get that cold that often. So let me get after this. I'm going to get a couple pieces of this laid out in the sun, keep a couple pieces of the hoses laid out in the sun so I can start getting them warm and stretching them out. And we will go from there. Thanks, French Train Man. I guess so. I did point out the things I do like. I guess I would hurt to give my 2 cents on things that could be improved upon at this point. I would say kitting up the parts so that it's easier to figure out which stuff goes where. You got to figure I probably dropped a good half hour, 45 minutes maybe, just sorting these things out. So maybe not quite that long, but even so, you know, it's we'll call it an area for improvement. Yeah, a little packaging, or at least a parts list, so I know which stuff goes with what. So, yeah, that would be my only feedback so far. I did watch a few of his videos on how to install this. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't give him hours and hours of viewing time. You know, I watched 2 or 3 that seemed relevant. Seems pretty straightforward. Strategically, I think I'm going to start with the collection bins and get those in the ground where I think they need to be and work everything else from there. Let's go take a look at the area that we'll be working. All right, taking a look at the work area, you can see we've got all the pipe laid out over there getting warm. This is the downspout from the garage, and this is the downspout on the end of the house. So we're gonna bring those together. I've got this collection bin, and this looks pretty reasonable. I don't know if I can properly show that. It looks like I'm about 8 or 10 feet away from the house, no more than 12 anyway. I do have this piece of 6-inch PVC. It was kind of temporary solution, so that'll come up. I already sort of have a channel. You can see the erosion that has taken place from, you know, just not having it done properly and the super sandy soil that we have up here. And you can see over here, this downspout has just absolutely dug a pit for itself. So those are going to present some interesting challenges. I do have some other material if I need to fill in. I can do that. Yeah, so we're just going to dig a trench, and I think we're going to just go from there. The land does fall away pretty good. You walk back this way. So there's kind of the perspective. You can see, hopefully you can kind of tell, that land does fall away pretty good. So as far as, you know, creating a downward flow, I think that's going to happen pretty naturally. We'll have to watch this downspout as we bring it over to make sure we're still falling away, but All right, well, I'm gonna finish filling this in. Let's see if we can get everything in here. And we're gonna call this one a day. You can see the outlet right there, right over my shoulder. Overall thoughts on this system? I like it. It works out pretty well. Fairly easy to understand once you get going on it. Just a lot of manual labor, shovel, scissors, actually utility knife, sawzall if you need it. Not a lot of tools. I mean, if you were thinking of starting a business and kind of doing this, you could get into it at very low barriers to entry. French Drain Man has all the kits you need, all the accessories. I'm going to have to buy a couple extra sticks of pipe, but that's not that big of a deal. Shipping on this one was free, because I bought the kits, or maybe it was a 4th of July special or something. I don't know. But I'm going to finish up with the me covering up the pipes, and we're going to call this one done. Thanks for visiting. Next week we will do the single drain one. It's probably going to be 10 times easier. Should have done that one to begin with, but hey, what the heck. All right, thanks everybody. See you next week.